I'm Denise Lanman, your host for Chamber Chat. And joining me today is Kim Poinsett from First Bank Richmond and Pam Barr, who's here to talk to us about the Third Grade Academy. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So you're here to tell us about Third Grade Academy, and you're with this First Bank, but you're going to talk about Third Grade Academy because you have a big role, or First Bank has a big role in Third Grade Academy.
We do try to. We think it's a great program, and so we are financially supportive of it and support it with a lot of our manpower from the bank, and we can talk about that in just a little bit.
And you're here to tell us what Third Grade Academy is and why you are involved in it and what we're doing for the community. So let's start there.
Okay, sure. Third Grade Academy is a great program that I heard about through working at Richmond Community Schools as a teacher and instructional coach. It is a great program started by Vic Josie and also Rick Ahouse and some other community members, and it's unique because it is community supported. They began with just third graders. Vic did a lot of research into that third graders need to read at grade level before they move on to fourth grade, and that's a critical point in their education. So in that, they wanted to help Richmond with some of the issues that we have with our growing literacy or illiteracy. So they put together this program to support it and support Richmond Community Schools. And it's a summer program, and it's 4 weeks long, and the students come, and we use lots of sites across Richmond. And those sites provide us with lots of resources, like First Bank, with people and funding and food services. And the students get to experience Richmond because a lot of these students, even though they live in Richmond, they don't experience Richmond. So we get to use those resources as they learn reading and writing all day long.
So the different sites you mentioned, you have children in a lot of different sites. And I know, Kim, that you at First Bank are responsible for 3 of those different sites, but list some of the sites so that people know where these kids are for this 4-week period, because they're, like you said, they're all over Richmond.
They are.
So they're not just in one classroom or one building. They're all over, and they're exposed to a lot of different things. The neat thing from my perspective, I think, is that the community is also exposed to the kids. So what are some of the sites that the kids get to visit and work from?
Well, this year we have the Wayne County Historical Museum.
I'll bet that one's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The kids love to use, and the teachers love to use the resources there to help them teach, and the kids love that site. We also have a new one, the Leland Legacy, which we're really excited to do some projects with the seniors that are living there, and I know that they're excited. We also have Morrison Reeves Library, Earlham College, IU East, Ivy Tech. I'm naming these really fast.
The city building.
Yeah, the city building. Thank you, Kim.
Several at Earlham.
Yeah, several at Earlham. And let's see. Hayes Arboretum, the Richmond Art Museum. And
all really intriguing and interesting places. So they're not just learning to read or working on their reading, they're seeing and experiencing a lot of different things. That's pretty neat.
And since they take 100 children, each site only has 10 kids, so it really helps to, the small classrooms help. The kids really get to know each other. They get to know the teachers. It just it's a wonderful program, and I think that benefits the kids a lot. Small groups. I'm
sure that is true, because working one-on-one with a student is a lot different than working one with 20 or 22. But they get to know the teachers, they get to know the areas. They also get to know the volunteers.
They do.
So these students, if I remember correctly, they get to work one-on-one with volunteers and teachers almost the entire time that they are there for the day, right?
Well, as far as First Bank goes, this will be our 3rd year. We've actually done one site each year up till this year, and this year we're going to take on a few more because we like to have walking distance from the bank downtown so employees can just walk over in groups. And what we've done is we have 2 2 teams of 5. Last year we had 2 teams of 10, and we were actually each student had 1 volunteer. The year before, each student 2 students had 1 volunteer. So we go a couple times a week, and we just read with the kids, spend time with them, find books. They come for a field trip at First Bank, which is always fun, the last week that they're there, and see all their reading buddies and see where they work and what they do. And as they tour through the building downtown, all the employees always have pictures of the kids up on their screen, so that's always a big deal. Plus, we have every employee, as they go through, stops to tell them why reading is important to their job. And I think it really makes a big impact when the kids are talking to 30 or 40 adults who are saying, this is why I have to read. This is what I do every day. This is why it's important that you learn the basics, because there's no job here that doesn't involve reading. And this is an important thing for you to do. So we really feel it's an important project for the Richmond Community Schools, and to really push those 2nd and 3rd graders on and give them really big boost. So, this year we're going to have 30 volunteers that are going to 3 different sites, and we feel committed to that. We take some time out and let employees go during the day over to see the kids, and it's only 4 weeks, but the adults become so close to the kids. And we were talking earlier about, because at the end they take the I read test again.
Yes, they do.
And so we know if they're going to go on to 4th grade. And luckily, all 20 of our kids the last couple of years have made it on, because these people, my adults are going to be so sad if some of the kids don't get to go on. But, we talk a lot about that. Even if they don't go on to 4th grade, they're going to be so much more prepared to take 3rd grade over again. And, you will never know the success that we've helped with those kids. So we just feel it's a great program.
They make a lot of progress, don't they?
They
4
do.
weeks
They
sounds
do.
like such a short time, but because that time is spent directly with just reading,
Right.
then they progress really quickly and further than they sometimes do during the school year.
It's
so
intense.
It's very intense.
that's the word I was looking for. It's pretty intense for them,
It
but
is.
they don't even realize it.
Yeah, right, because they are reading and writing all day long, and they're enjoying it. We talked earlier about their attitudes. Their attitudes are just wonderful because it's fun, and they get to choose their sites. So choosing what they want to read and reading all day in a fun environment that's outside of school just makes it so valuable. And it is intensive. It's reading and writing all day long, but they aren't aware of how intensive it is.
And the teachers are so dedicated.
Very, yeah.
We've
they're
just
the
worked with
best.
some wonderful teachers, and Leslie West, we always work with Leslie because we love her, and she does such a good job. And any corporations or businesses that are interested in having their employees take over a site and volunteer, it's such a worthwhile program. It's only 4 weeks, even if they only go 1 time a week and you spend the time with the kids. It's so valuable, and it means so much to them and to the teachers, because there are 2 teachers with the 10 kids, but they have lots of testing. They do lots of other things with the kids. So for us to come in and give them a little bit of a break where they can rearrange the room, they can get things set out for the afternoon, it just makes a big difference to them. And we do treats, and we do the last day we always have a big party for the kids and put them on the bus. And the first day when the kids come to Earlham, we always like to show up over there and be cheerleaders as the kids come through and celebrate that. But it's an unbelievable program as far as the logistics, I think, of, the kids all go to Earlham in the morning for
they do.
breakfast. And then they divide them up into the teams that shoot out to these 10 different locations, every day. It's pretty amazing. And then they come back
At the end of the day. To be dismissed. And then they have breakfast, and they also have lunch during the day served. So there's a lot of coordination and a lot of hands-on that needs to be there, even at Earlham. In all of the sites, like you said, all of the sites, we can use lots of hands-on, because we need kids reading, and the teachers appreciate the help, and they're working one-on-one, and to have another volunteer there that can be reading with a kiddo and giving them that attention, it's just very valuable.
And I think it's so it means so much to the kids because they know we're not teachers. And they know we don't have to do this. And, you know, Leslie always tells me every day the kids say, is the bank coming today?
Yeah.
Are the bankers coming today? Yeah. And, you know, at first I get a lot of employees as I'm going around, the first year especially, they were a little timid and thinking, you know, I'm not sure I can do this. And, you know, one time, and the kids just warmed their hearts, and you know, I couldn't stop them from going after that. That's why we're going to have 30 volunteers this year.
Yeah, relationships.
So, yes, it is.
Yeah, relationships are powerful.
And just to see how much the kids need you.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, we see that improvement. We see that first week when kids are stumbling a lot. And especially, I think what the volunteers add is a comprehension note for the kids, because, you know, when a volunteer sitting there reading, they're like, what did she do? What do you think she's going to do next? They get involved in the book, and then so do the kids. And then they want to finish it before they leave, and it's just building that excitement that sometimes the teachers can't always portray because they're worried about the reading part of it. We want them to love reading. Then the reading part comes along. I mean, once you get a kid absorbed in it and understanding the story and wanting to finish it, and they're going to learn to read.
And so, and you're talking about reading to the students, but I think don't sometimes those students then they've progressed so much that they're reading to you?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, we trade back and forth. It's not all us reading to them. It's you read a page, I'll read a page kind of thing. And it's And then some kids, by the end, they want to read it all because they want to show their reading buddy that, you know, I can do this. This is fun.
And they put that emotion in, and they so it is really neat to see them progress over the couple weeks that they're there.
Yeah. And then in July, it's amazing, all of the people that come up to me and say, gosh, I miss third grade academy. July's so boring.
Yeah, and it's not hard to get teachers to want to teach for third grade academy or to get assistants. And kids are even saying, when is third grade academy going to, you know, they know about it, they hear about it, and the teachers are like knocking on the door saying, can I do this? Because it is a great experience for all.
Yeah. Well, I didn't ask you to bring numbers because I really wasn't going to talk about that, but Third Grade Academy was founded for a reason. We seen a need. There was a need that was seen, and it's been addressed. And I know that you can tell me that it has made a big improvement in our schools for those kids to get through Third Grade Academy and into the fourth grade, where a lot of them wouldn't have without it, right?
Exactly.
I know
those students with that extra attention to help them pass that eye read, to make and even just passing the test isn't everything. You know, it's the confidence that they gain throughout the summer. It's the relationships that they make throughout the summer. It's the attitude, the reading attitude that I love reading and I can do, you know, the positive attitude that's what we really, really hope that they'll take on with them. And a lot of them do take that with them into fourth grade and are successful.
And some of them just need that little extra push to grasp it.
They do.
But I know that having the Third Grade Academy is real important to our school, and it's another program where collaboration is being brought together. There's businesses that volunteer like First Bank with the schools, and we've got all these locations that are opening their doors to help the community through these children. And it's just, I mean, it can really, really, really make you feel good.
It does.
When you see that and you're...
And the donations outside of volunteers, you know, the financial donations that we also...
And this is all through donations, right?
Yes, it is.
And this is a need every year that you have to approach to somehow raise enough money to be able to carry on with this program from year to year.
And this year we're expanding some of the programming. We're hoping to. Our ELL program, which they had last year, but we're thinking we're going to expand that and have more students. Second grade program they started piloting last year. We're hoping to expand a little bit with the second grade program, more of a prevention program. So with that, we're hoping, or we're expecting maybe 120 students, which is more than we've had in the past. So which means more teachers, more assistants, more materials,
and the need for
more transportation. Yeah,
more funding.
More funding. Yeah. So
and the kids get so many books, which is another amazing thing. You know, these are kids usually that don't read a lot at home and don't have books, and they go home with, you know, a big bag by the end of the year, which is, or by the end of the month, which is great.
So something for them to cherish and read at home, which is
and share with their siblings. We hear that a lot.
Yeah. And we're hoping to increase our component with the parents, because the parents need to be reading and need to be modeling that at home too. So we're hoping to have some materials that the parents will want to read too and take home with them. So we're looking into getting books and magazines and things for parents too. So that's the expansion of the program also.
Well, and you know, I've heard that at some point in time they would love to just have second graders. You know, it wouldn't be this stressful, you didn't pass the iRead, so you have to do third grade academy. It would be more of the prevention in the second grade. And we really have added every year some second grade classes, which is nice. And mainly that's because so many of the third graders are passing the iRead now, which is a positive thing. So, you know, as many third graders as we can get not having to take it and being able to stick those second graders in there when it's not as stressful on the child, and they don't have to worry at the end that
they don't have
it's
to feel
a pass
that pressure.
or fail. It goes much smoother. So that's my hope here in the next couple of years, that we're all second graders.
Yeah, makes sense.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So we were talking about funding.
Yes.
People can donate, right?
Yes, they can.
So the community, any businesses, any community person, so anyone who lives in the area can donate.
Yes.
How can they donate?
They can send a check to Third Grade Academy, or Every Child Can Read, and
that organization is located in the Wayne County Foundation building,
33 South 7th.
Okay.
And so they can send that, and they can say, you know, designate on the check or in a note that, you know, Third Grade Academy is the funding that they want to support, and that will be put into place. So anybody can donate. Any, you know, $10, $5, what, you know, we need.
All helps.
Yeah, we need donations. So.
And how about volunteers? Do you need more volunteers from the community?
Always. The community
so people
support.
who are morning people and people who are afternoon people, and just anyone who is open to giving and spending maybe some time with some students.
That would be, wonderful, because our program runs all day long. It's an all-day program from like 8 o'clock to 2:30. It's a regular classroom day, so we can use them after lunch, before lunch, whatever works for them. And they can even choose. A lot of people have favorite locations too, because they might know a lot about history, so they might want to be at the Wayne County Historical Museum, or they may enjoy working with seniors, so they might want to be at the Leland Legacy, or so they could just let us know.
Cool. We talked just a little bit. You mentioned some other, I know there's the ones that give the free books before Third Grade Academy. Is it K-Ready?
Yes, K-Ready.
And so there's other programs out there that are helping lead into this too, right, that give away books and stuff. So.
Yeah, K-Ready is a sister program to TGA, all under the umbrella of Every Child Can Read. And so it's from birth till when they go to kindergarten, and they actually give books at different milestones to families that were, or children that were born in Wayne County.
So that we are actually touching a lot of these kids even before they hit second grade, because pretty soon we're going to have all second graders before third grade,
we hope,
when they're doing the test, which is what we need. We need parents to read to their kids
every day.
So if they read to their kids every day, then we'll have all second graders in there. and working
and we
with
may
them.
not even need the program. We just may have a big party in June because everybody's reading. So, you know, and I want to praise Pam too because, you know, what a hard job. She's still teaching all day and then taking this on, getting ready for June, and it's a lot of work, a lot to learn, and she's got big shoes to fill, and I'm sure she'll do a great job. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I see that.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun and a learning experience, and I'm excited like everybody else because this is a teaching experience that is unique, and for me it's an experience that's unique. So it's going to be a nice thing to learn.
Well, we want to point out that First Bank is a big volunteer in this too, and
and we love it.
Yes,
and,
thank you.
You know, and any business that's thinking about doing this, please call me and ask questions. I'd love to tell you how we set it up, and it seems to work smoothly. We also, another thing we do on Fridays is we take snacks to the kids because, you know, also these are a lot of the kids that don't have a lot of food at home. And realizing that, you know, usually through the school year they're taken care of. So at least in June we pack bags. We have ladies that bake cookies at the bank for us, and we have all kinds of homemade goodies in there, and send them home so that they have something over the weekend. And the program's been a blessing to us. We're quite proud of the work we do there, and proud of the success that the program has had, and would love all 10 sites to have a corporation that oversees them and volunteers and supports the kids in any way they can.
Kim's name was about the first name I received when I took this job. Yeah, when I got this job, it was like, you have to call Kim Poinsett at First Bank, and I was like right on it. I was like, yeah. So we appreciate them a lot, and I heard a lot of good things about their support. So we appreciate it.
The Chamber wants to tell you thank you, and First Bank thank you, and everyone involved in this, thank you very much for the work you do and for believing in the community and moving our kids forward. So thank you for that, and thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having us and getting the word out.
Yes, thank you.
Joining me now is Trevor Okerson. Hi, Trevor. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for having the Third Grade Academy. That's a really great program, and I'm glad we featured it because last year I had the opportunity to volunteer through Wayne Bank and Trust Company, and I had a blast. So it's a very good program, and it does a lot of good in our community.
So they were talking about the satisfaction that the kids had and the confidence that they came away with from that program. I think maybe it works a little bit on both sides. I think that the adults that work with them have satisfaction and a little confidence for the impact that they have with those kids too, wouldn't you say?
I would say so.
I think it's really fun and special what they do. We were going to talk a little bit about some of our committees at the Chamber and what they do and what their focus is. So do you want to start off with that?
Yes, I do the Buy Local Committee, and this year the committee is inviting a different business each month to be featured at our monthly meeting. We are discussing what it means to buy local and what it means for different companies and different industries. That committee meets on the second Tuesday of every month at noon, and the location varies. I also lead the Member Outreach Committee, which meets the first Thursday of the month, not Tuesday, Thursday. And that one is restructuring itself so that we can really get a sense of what our members want from the Chamber and what they would like to see us do and the directions they would like us to grow in. We also have an Issues and Advocacy Committee, which tackles a lot of hard-hitting topics. That one is led by Amy Holthouse, and she always says that it's the fun committee where you get to come and learn about interesting things and hopefully address some of the needs our community has.
And they've kind of been focused on
lately they've been focused on the RP&L power rates, and they meet as needed, I believe. And so they are just trying to make the community better and to solve some business problems as well. We also have the Agribusiness Committee, which is a committee that you lead. So would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that committee right now is focusing on possibly putting on a farm tour this year so that people can go out and have the opportunity to visit a farm. But they also are focusing on Ag Week, so we also work with FFA through the schools, and different businesses participate. So yes, the Agribusiness Committee is one that I'm involved with, and that's bringing businesses and agriculture to the same table so they can know what is important to both sides and address topics that they need addressed specifically. I also work with the ACES Committee, that's our Awards Celebration and Events Committee, and they are really the fun committee. We work very hard, but we laugh a lot, and they're the ones that help with the events, the larger events like the annual dinner and the Community Improvement Awards. But we also recognize beautification throughout the community, and will bring to the table each month people that we've seen make an extra effort to make the exterior of their homes or businesses more beautiful for the community. So that wraps up our committees. We've got a lot. Of course, we're involved in a lot of other things also, but those are the 5 committees. So I'm going to thank you for being with me today and talking about the committees and sharing your information on Third Grade Academy.
Yes, thank you for having me. And before I go, I'd just like to real quick promo the First Bank Boogie Woogie Ball in support of the Richmond Symphony Orchestra. That's on April 25th. The theme is USO 1940s, and it'll be at the Richmond Airport.
That's pretty neat, in the hangar.
Yes.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today.